What's going on, everybody? Crazy Monkey Crypto here. Today we're going to be going over kind of the state of the market, what kind of the miners are making, ASICs, GPUs, CPUs, and we'll even take a look at Fpgas. A hint, it's not looking great right now, but you know, it could be a good time to yield. So if you do like this video, if you do like these types of videos, please consider hitting the like and the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below what you guys are mining, how you guys feel about mining right now. Like I said, it doesn't feel very great, even though Bitcoin's price at the time of making this video is like $66,200. So, okay, so let's start off on Mine the ASIC at mineasic.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. So, obviously our ASICs are going to be dominated by Kaspa. Still, they keep coming out with more efficient, more powerful miners. And this is at 8 cents per kilowatt hour. I think this is pretty much what all the hosting facilities are at. Is going to be 8 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's a pretty good representation. If you're any higher than that, I would consider hosting somewhere. Just because with electricity any higher, you are burning just into a lot of your profits. And it might be worth looking into hosting those units. So, but as you guys can see, obviously the KS5 series are going to be at the top. We come down, we have the AL box. That's crazy because this thing, when it released, it was, quote, supposedly going to be earning like $100+ a day. Obviously, that's going to keep going down. If we just take a look here, because the more that people, yeah, here we go. So the more that people get these machines, it's just going to end up raising the network hash rate, and so the profits are going to probably keep going down. And I would expect them to kind of plateau somewhere as they push more of these units out. Now, I would not be surprised to see them put out an AL Box Plus or whatever Pro, just like they did with the KA Box. I'm personally not a big fan of Gold Shell because they do the same crap over and over again, and they overcharge for these miners. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, these Kaspa miners, personally, I never got into Kaspa mining in GPU, Fpga, or ASICs. But it's just a little bit concerning with how little Kaspa you're getting now with this, with the like hyper aggressive halvening schedule. You know, just something to think about if you're thinking about purchasing one of these Kaspa ASICs. But you can see these are all still in pretty good profit. The Bitmain Antminer L7 still, it's just insane. They're still very, very profitable at 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Even with the announcement of the L9 and the DG1 and DG1 Plus coming out, Litecoin and Dogecoin script miners still looking very solid. Come down, we have our V1, the G1 still, I mean, this thing has been making like $10 a day for an eternity. The K7, solid Nervos network miner, X16Q. I personally have this. I'm mining to unminable, so not really mining any ETH hash coins per se. You guys can see all the way down this KA box. It's already down to about $4.50 a day. Yeah, so, and that's just going to keep going down as the network hash rate just keeps getting hammered. And they're coming out with the KA Box Plus or KA Box Pro, whatever. Yeah, so they down some of, there's a bunch of older. I also have an E9 Pro, mining ATC with that. But yeah, so that's kind of it for ASIC miners. So overall, not terrible if you have ASIC miners, if you have a good electric rate. But not fantastic. But it's definitely better than GPUs, CPUs, and FPGAs. But let's take a look at GPUs. So I have this set at 15 cents per kilowatt hour. Now you might think that's really high. You might think that's really low, depending on where you live. I think it's a fairly average electric rate. So yeah, and you guys can see there's no one coin that's topping the charts here. It's iron, and Purin, iron, Xano, Cortex. I think that's Cortex. Eternity, Xano, Raven, Graham. So it's just a smattering of different coins, depending on which coin your GPU is the most efficient on. So let's check out this 4090. You can see the most amount of profit right now would be mining Sky Doge, which I have no idea what this is. But the profit right now per day is 22 cents, which is just abysmal for a card that retails at $1,600 or more. I mean, that's just atrocious. And even if you had free power, it's still the card's only making $1.22, which is still, I mean, that's just crazy. If we put that in, what does your ROI look like? Where'd it go? Let's go back here. Oh, I don't know where the ROI went, but yeah, it's still, I mean, it's like 900, 1,000 days. But obviously what you're shooting for here with a GPU would be, oh, here we go. You can check out the ROI. Yeah, 800, oh, sorry, 930 days. So obviously what you're looking for here on the GPUs are going to be yielding and holding the coins. So personally, I have free electric. So I am mining with 5700 XTs on Kapow algorithm. So I am just mining those coins and I am holding all of them. And I am going to hope that they skyrocket and appreciate a whole ton in the bull market. But if you're paying a good amount for electricity and you can't float the cost, I'll be honest, if I didn't have free electric, I would not be GPU mining anymore. It just doesn't make sense right now with the way things are. And after watching a couple other videos, I really think we're going to need a very strong memory hard algorithm that potentially could even have ASICS on it, much like Ethereum was. Ethereum was so big and the amount of money it put out every day was high enough that it could support GPU miners and ASICs. And so I don't know if we'll be able to see like consistent GPU profits until that actually happens. Because anytime one of these coins pops up and they're super profitable, on here everyone switches to it and then hammers it, increases the network hash rate, decreases the profits. So it's either going to be all of these coins essentially all will like rise up and people will mine the most efficient one on their GPUs, or we need some sort of memory hard algorithm, maybe split between ASICs and GPUs, or maybe just like a Kapow algorithm, uses core and memory. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys, what do you guys think about GPU mining? How do you think it could potentially recover, if it can recover? You know, I'm still hopeful, but it's not looking great right now. So let's check out CPUs. Now, this is an interesting one because Zeph just had a huge FUD sell-off, and so their price dropped. I forget. I think it was like, I don't know, $8 or $10, and it dropped all the way down to like $2 some. It's back up around $5, I believe, and so that's probably why it's leading all the charts here. It's just because I think a lot of people stopped mining it or sold, and so that's why you see a lot of this stuff. So personally, I have the 7700X. See, I'm mining about 43 cents worth of Zeph. I have free electric, so obviously 43 cents, but if you did have 15 cents, it would only be 5 cents profit. Let's pull up. I've wanted to look at this CPU, but again, 51 cents revenue, 7 cents profit at 15 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's just not looking good even for CPUs, which, I mean, unless you have an Epic, well, this is what I was looking at, the Ryzen 9 7950X 3D. I mean, I guess 31 cents profit at 15 cents kilowatt hour, but it's still, I mean, that's bad. I mean, that's not for the cost of these rigs. I believe the CPU alone is like, I think it was on sale for like $350, but I think on average it's like close to $500. Let's see what it says. It says $699. But I mean, you get your motherboard, your RAM, your power supply, your cooler, I mean, like $800 minimum. I mean, that's crazy. So let's take a look at FPGAs. So there is kind of the newest, best FPGA miner, which is the Cole Engine P2, which is basically the Superscalar K10 Plus or K11. I'm not really sure how they have it, marketed, but you guys can see basically at residential cost, these profits are abysmal for how expensive these machines are. I personally was looking at like an E300 33P, but again, now it's missing a couple of the coins here, so it's missing Etica and Gram, but even best case scenario with free electric, it would be like $2 a day, and so it just doesn't. It really doesn't make sense. Again, unless you're able to float your electric cost, mining for profit just does not make any sense. I mean, to run this thing with how expensive and how loud it is to only make 61 cents profit, man, it just doesn't make any sense, which really sucks. I love mining. I have GPUs. I have a Jazz miner, kind of like mid-size ASIC. I have 2 big boy ASICs up being hosted. I have a CPU mining rig, and this just really hurts to see all these prices down. And man, I don't know. I mean, we're hoping for better days. I mean, the only kind of like bright light would be ASIC miners. But again, I feel like for a lot of miners, it's not very fun. If that makes sense. Like, you don't get to tweak the miners, you don't get to play around with overclocks. It's just like these kaspa miners, you just get them, you plug the electricity in, you plug the Ethernet in, and you're done, and you're mining kaspa. Which is good, but again, these units, almost $32,000. No casual miner has, at least I don't, not even close to $32,000 to spend on a KS5 Pro. And buying old equipment at this point, I just don't see the return with the halving schedule, and they keep coming out with these new versions. So I don't know. I mean, tried to end it on a little bit of a higher note, but it's just not looking good overall for mining. Hopefully the bull run will find something. Maybe Flux is able to, put out their incorporate with HiveOS and do their proof of useful work, and maybe that will save GPUs, and maybe there will be something where you can incorporate powerful CPUs for profits, and then so maybe people will then create like 1 CPU, 1 GPU rig pairings. And maybe that'll be really profitable to do rendering or whatever Flux is focused on. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess that's really all I can think of. I think profits will come back a little bit as Bitcoin goes up, but then again, there's a lot of hardware on the sidelines, so as soon as profit starts coming up, more people are going to jump on, and then your profits drop again because of the difficulty. So, I know, not a very optimistic video, guys, but please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Did I miss something? Are you guys thinking about it in a totally different way than I am? Are you more optimistic? Are you more pessimistic than I am? Let me know down below. And once again, if you liked the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's hit some freaking blocks.